Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is gonna just be me talking and venting and just speaking about something that I just heard. So for those of you who don't know, on April 22nd, a girl, because she's a very young girl, I believe she was only 20 years old. Her name is Vanessa Guillen. I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. I apologize. I messed up on her name. Her name is Vanessa Guillen. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been hearing about her in, on Instagram. That's how I heard of her. I know for damn sure I haven't heard of her on the news out here in Virginia, and she hasn't been getting a lot of media coverage like that. I know some of you guys have been saying that in Texas, you guys have been seeing a lot because that's where it happened. So she is an Army soldier. She was stationed in Fort Hood, which is actually where my ex is stationed, and I was out there for about a year with my kids. We were stationed in Texas because he was stationed in Fort Hood. I've been on Fort Hood plenty of times, and it's just crazy to think that this is happening over there. I literally lived there not so long ago. I can't even imagine. I would be scared as hell to go on base. She went missing April 22nd. Her mom reported it to the Army, and she also said that before she went missing, she had told her mom that she was being sexually assaulted by a sergeant who is higher up than her. She obviously wasn't in the military for that long. She's only 20. So she was missing, and because of all of the outrage that people have been bringing to Fort Hood, I'm guessing, is the reason why the Army decided to do something. But I read in her family's Instagram for her that they didn't do anything for 2 months. 2 whole fucking months. 2 whole months. This is why people go out of their way and do shit without the cops, without anybody, because nobody wants to help. This is why I was mentioning that on July 4th, I really don't even want to celebrate it because the United States is so fucked up right now. How does a person who works in the Army, in the military, go missing on base? You're at work and you go missing on base. How the fuck does that happen? How the hell does that happen? How doesn't nobody know? I know that at the end of the day, at the end of every day, because I was married to someone who was in the military, they have, I forgot what it's called. Geez, whatever. They have that little meeting right before everybody goes home. I forgot what that's called. But you're supposed to see who's there. How the fuck didn't nobody notice this shit? And she was missing for a long ass time. 2 months is a long ass time. How does nobody report this shit to anybody? Her staff sergeant, how doesn't he report it? The freaking lieutenant, how doesn't nobody report this shit and go in about it? It's really sad that there's so many stories out there, because I've been seeing so many ever since this happened, ever since she went missing. There's so many women out there who are sexually assaulted, and they tell the higher ups and nobody does shit because the Army wants such a good name for themselves, I'm guessing. There's so many people in the Army that have done some grimy ass shit. I remember when I lived in Alaska, there was someone, I'm not even gonna mention names. I don't even know the names, honestly. But there was a house right behind our house where a person murdered his 3-year-old son. There's so much shit that happens in the military that nobody fucking speaks about, ever. And can I just say, that was a house on the military base, and they rented out that same house quickly after. So before you get a house on the base, Google that ish and see if something happened in that home. Just FYI. How does this person who is fighting for our country, she's risking her life, she's moving away from her family, getting deployed, or I don't know if she ever got deployed, but having a chance of getting deployed, being fucking shot at out there, and you go missing on base at your job. Long story short, I know I've been talking a lot. It's just some bullshit. How does that happen and the Army did nothing for 2 months? So the reason why I'm doing this video, I know I've been talking a lot, but I just had to vent about that. My sister told me that they found her remains. And this morning I actually read that they found remains somewhere out there. I don't remember exactly where, but they found remains, and they were saying that it could be hers, so that the search is over. They were just saying it might be hers, but the search is over. No, the search is not over until you confirm it. Like, what the hell? Who says that? And while they were looking for her, once the mom, you know, had a huge ass fan base backing her up, they were looking for her on base, like if, you know, maybe her remains or whatever on base, and they ended up finding someone else's fucking remains. This person was gone, missing for 10 months. Their family, so I forgot to add this in, and I want to add this in because both of these people and so many other people should be known and should be spoken about. So this person's name was Gregory Morales, and I'll explain to you guys later on like exactly what happened and all of that. They thought that he went AWOL, and they ended up finding his remains. They thought for 10 months he went AWOL, and after they found his remains, you guys, they told the family, and I guess media as well, that they won't be paying for his funeral because they want to make sure that he didn't go AWOL. Like, what kind of BS is that? That's so sad, and they didn't do anything for him or his family either. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I also want this video to be about him too, because I did speak a lot about Vanessa, which is just extremely sad. With Gregory, it says that foul play was suspected at this point in the investigation. Army special agents are working closely with Guillen Police Department and are offering an award of up to $25,000 to anyone with credible information concerning the circumstances surrounding the death of Morales. Morales was positively identified using dental records, and autopsy is scheduled to determine the cause of the manner of death. It says he was set to be discharged within a couple of days when he disappeared, according to the Army, though his mother told a Texas television station her son's remains were found. Morales still appears to be listed as a deserter by the Army. So I'm guessing once again they're saying that he went AWOL. This is some bullshit, man. And I really hope that his family gets some type of justice and that they pay for his funeral. Like, that's the least the Army can do, is pay for his funeral. Oh my gosh, this is some BS. I'm just gonna continue this video. I'm like literally, I'm like speechless, but let's just continue this video. They didn't do anything for them. He was gone for 10 months and they were just telling them like, oh, he probably went AWOL. For those of you who don't know what AWOL means, it's basically when you just don't want to be in the military anymore and you're like, oh, you know what, fuck this shit, I don't want to be in the military anymore. And obviously you have a contract, so you have to stay in the military. But some people just go AWOL and they just go, you know, missing, and or just leave the state or the country, and just so that they won't go to jail, because you can go to jail for that. But if you don't know 100% sure that he went AWOL, why aren't you guys searching for him? Like, obviously something was wrong if he hadn't contacted his family in 10 months. Like, how the fuck does that happen? And so today, my sister told me that the remains that they actually found were actually hers, and it has been confirmed. So I'm just gonna read this article on Fox News, and it says missing Fort Hood soldier Vanessa, I don't want to say her last name, I feel like I'm gonna mess up her name, was murdered and body hacked to pieces, attorney says. A soldier suspected in connection with the death fatally shot himself Wednesdays as authorities closed in on him. I haven't heard any of that. Like, I was following her family's Instagram page and they haven't even said anything like that. Like, oh, you know, the cops, you know, found the person who could have done it and they were chasing him and he passed away. Like, nobody knew anything until today. Anyways, a Texas soldier missing since April was killed by another soldier on the same military installation where they served. Vanessa was killed April 22nd, the day of her disappearance, by Aaron David Robertson inside of an armory room where she was working on Fort Hood in Guillen, Texas. An armory room is where they have the guns and stuff like that. Mind you, another thing that is so fucked up is that her stuff was at work. Her keys, for her car, her barracks room key, which is, she was a single soldier, so she was living in the barracks, which is kind of like a dorm room, so that was there. Her room key was at work. Her identification card, which is what you need to get on base, was there. Her wallet, everything was in the armory room, and nothing happened for 2 months. Nobody did shit for 2 months. How the hell? How in the freak? I hope this gets somewhere. Like, someone, they have to find justice for her. Obviously, this guy ended up killing himself because of everything that he did, but her family needs some type of justice. Like, I hope that she didn't die in vain, and I hope that the military and the army, like, they fix their rules somehow and actually do shit about people who get sexually assaulted at work and who go missing at work, or go missing, period. And hopefully they have other ways of letting people join the military. Like, there's so many fucked up people that join the military. But anyways, Vanessa, who was promoted from private first class to specialist on Wednesday due to her time in the service, was allegedly attacked with a hammer and dismembered with a machete. And that's so sad, because I literally have a cousin. Shout out to Bianca if she's watching. My cousin is 23 years old and she is in the army. I can't even imagine if this would have happened to her. Like, so I'm making this video and hopefully it gets somewhere, and then hopefully other people speak about this, because this is not okay. This is not okay. I can't even imagine how her family feels. For 2 whole months they had hope. They had hope that she would be alive somehow. They had hope. Robinson allegedly had his married girlfriend, the estranged wife of a former Fort Hood soldier, help her bloody body. So basically what happened, my sister was telling me that Vanessa saw like some pictures on the guy who killed her's phone of him and her, like, I guess it was like sexual pictures or something, and she told him that she would tell his wife. I don't know for a fact if that's the person who was assaulting her. I'm pretty sure it was. And so he hit her over the head with a fucking hammer because of this. And now it really sucks that he can be in jail for the rest of his life and just be fucking tortured. But there's something called heaven and hell, and it's eternal. So he's gonna be in hell for eternity. Anyways, at first they tried to set her on fire, but she wouldn't burn. Then they dismembered her beautiful United States soldier's body with a machete. Robinson fled Fort Hood last Tuesday and fatally shot himself Wednesday morning as authorities closed in on him, Killeen police said. This woman, identified as Robinson's girlfriend, was booked into the Bell County Jail for an unknown offense. Cicely Ann Aguilar, 22 of Killeen, was arrested Wednesday and charged with second-degree felony tampering and fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair a human corpse. She also faces a federal conspiracy to tamper with evidence charge. Vanessa's sister Myra said Wednesday that she recognized Robinson from meeting him in the past. I met him not knowing that he had something to do with it. I felt something was telling me that he did something, and I wasn't wrong apparently. He still had the nerve that day to laugh in my face, and apparently now he kills himself. Partial human remains suspected to be Vanessa were found Tuesday near the Leon River, about 26 miles east of the base. Base officials said that 2 parallel investigations are being conducted, one into Vanessa's death and another related to the sexual harassment claims made by her family. She was afraid to report it because sexual harassment was coming from her superiors, so her concern was the retaliation, being blackballed. We believe the person that killed her is the person that sexually harassed her. Once again, I hope that she gets her family gets justice, and that she, you know, looks over her family from heaven and gives them strength to grieve, because I can't even imagine going through this. I can't even imagine. And for anybody who was involved, let them get the worst of the worst. Let karma bite them in the ass. And as far as the army, I hope that once again there's some type of laws enforced and that things change. Like, she literally had her stuff at work and she went missing. All her stuff was there. All her stuff was at her job. And nobody did anything for 2 whole months. There needs to be some type of protesting going on for this. But yeah, I just wanted to speak to you guys about this and have this made into a specific video, and hopefully people who are in the military or just people in general make videos about this and speak about the military and how it's not okay, how this is not okay at all. It's crazy the times that we're in right now that we are scared of the cops. Obviously not all cops are bad, but we're scared of the cops. I know for me, I am Hispanic, I'm a female, and even when every single time I see a damn cop, I get nervous. It's just my immediate reaction. So imagine how black people feel. Imagine how immigrants feel. People who are just good fucking people. We're fucking humans. And a lot of people get treated like shit or fucking killed because of their skin or because of their race. And then with the whole military, this has been going on for years. So many people missing, people being killed. And I can't even imagine how women are feeling right now. There's so many women that are being sexually harassed still to this day around the world. And they're scared to tell anybody because they know that, you know, the army will probably just brush it off and not really fucking give a shit. Because the people who are doing are higher ups once again, or because they just don't want a bad name. And it's really, really fucked up. And everybody out there who's in the military, who are women who might be stationed in Fort Hood, I hope all of you guys are safe and protected, and I just hope that you guys are seen. Like, I hope that something changes and that you guys won't be nervous to speak about this to anyone, and just safe once again in general. Anyways, I love you guys, and once again I hope that there's justice for Vanessa and her family, and also for Gregory. He's the one who was missing for 10 months. And I hope once again people see this video and decide to make videos on this, and people who are actually in the military see this video and decide to make a video as well with any experiences that they've gone through, or just speaking about how fucked up this is. I'll speak to you guys later. Peace out. Stay safe, please.
This is so sad.
So you guys, I'm currently on Vanessa's Find Vanessa Instagram, and I saw that they have a petition, and it says hold the United States Army accountable, justice for Vanessa. And they have 304,000 people who have signed, and they need 500,000. So you guys, please, I'm gonna put the link down below. Sign the petition. I really hope that you guys can just go. I have like an average of like 7,000 people who usually watch. Please, 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 even if you are like someone negative that doesn't like me for whatever reason, like, please go underneath and sign the petition for this family and for them to get justice, and also so that this shit won't happen again. If I find anything about Gregory, I'll put it down below as well. I'm gonna put the links down below under this video. If you guys are confused, just click down in the info box and you guys will see the links. Bye.